What's going on, Scorpio? Welcome to my channel, Alchemist. Justin here, and I hope you're having an amazing week so far. So, for those of you who are returning, welcome back, Soul Tribe. I appreciate your subscriptions, your likes, and shares. Your support really does mean a lot to me, and it keeps us growing. And for those of you who are new, welcome. I'm happy Higher Self has brought you here. We are in for an amazing journey. Now, the theme of this week's monthly spread is going to be love, Scorpio. Whether you're looking for love, in love, or just in need of some self-love, Scorpio, this one's for you. And just so you're all aware, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one, so take what resonates with you, leave the rest with me, and never force a reading on a situation, okay? So with all that being said, let's jump into it. Your space has been cleansed. Gems, feeling lovely. Just good energy all around here, Scorpio. Now, Scorpio, with this spread, I'm going to be going until Higher Self says stop. We're just going with the flow here. And just so you all know, these readings that I do, they're not gender-specific readings, so apply the energies to people as they make sense, King of Cups included. More. And lastly, the decks that I'm working with. This one is the Light Seers Tarot deck, and then the Oracle deck that I'm using is the Anatomy of a Witch deck. And I'll include links for these decks and other decks that I like using down in the description box below, so definitely check that out if you're interested, Scorpio. But interesting. You know, Scorpio, wow. So let's start with the King of Cups here in reverse, because everything's in reverse right now, reversal storm. And I feel like that you may be feeling like that, Scorpio, that you may be in some type of like storm right now, where I feel like it's like the King of Cups for me, he represents emotional wisdom. He's very much, his heart and his head are always in line, you know. In normal or in traditional King of Cups, he's throned on an ocean. And when we're dealing with feelings and whatnots, you know, as feelings come, he's learned to observe the emotions as they come through, and then learns to let them go, takes the wisdom from them and letting go. And I feel like that may be where you're at right now, Scorpio. I feel like you may be where a wave has kind of come through, and we're just kind of processing everything right now, because I almost feel like that we're at this place where we're unsure of where to. I feel like we're almost like questioning of like where we've been like investing our energies up until now. You know, maybe there's been these instances where it's like, you know, we've been, you know, trying to find love for a while, and it just seems to be like every time it's just been like a miss. Even with, and you would think with all, you know, how many, you know, people are out, you know, looking for love, and you know how love can be such a popular thing, you know, as far as like, you know, what people want in life, that even despite with all of the options and the opportunities, that I still feel like maybe we're having trouble finding people that resonate with us. You know, maybe it's just something, maybe something we get it off the ground here, it gets about, you know, gets started here, and then something maybe weird happens. So I feel like that maybe we're trying to make sense of that, Scorpio, and that's a good place to be, believe it or not, you know, in this King of Cups in reverse, just processing this stuff, because whether it be romantic relationships, familial relationships, work, friends, you know, we all get lessons from these meetings. You know, the people that come into our lives, it's not random. You know, even if it's brief, you know, there are lessons to be learned from this. And I feel like that this is a good time, you know, to see where have you been investing your energies. You know, if we've been like having like a string of misses, this may be a time to pause for a second. You know, what are some things that have been going great in the relationships, and then what are some things that aren't going great, you know, and look at it from the person's qualities and what they brought and what they didn't bring, and then look at what you bring and what you didn't bring, you know, your possible shortcomings, and then those I feel like those gives you a sign, one, to notice any kind of red flags. And you also know too what you want from a person, how you like to be treated. But this also too helps you get eyes on if there are some things that maybe Scorpio that you might do. And think too, Scorpio, I feel like with your energy, this really would be a good time if this is resonating with us. And we're going to get more, of course, but I feel like if this is something that's resonating with you, take this time and focus on yourself and put some love in, put that loving in you right now, Scorpio. Do that detective work and see if we can find, where some trends, and maybe we can start putting in our energy, investing our energy into ourselves, and, focusing on loving ourselves and getting that back in order. Because your energy is magnetic, Scorpio. I mean, just naturally, people just can just come to you. And Scorpio, maybe we're at this place right now, if we've had like a string of like relationships that didn't work out. Maybe we're in this place where we possibly don't like want to trust anyone with or maybe opening ourselves up to love, or maybe putting ourselves out there. And if it's been, if it's not been a good luck season for you, Scorpio, I do understand. But I feel like too, don't let like a few, however many experiences give you like a generalization for everyone. Sometimes it's just like, instead, if we're not feeling whole connecting with people, then that means we're not whole here. And here's the thing, Scorpio, too. When we're thinking about connecting with others, we don't connect with others thinking they're going to make us whole. We're already whole. I was just telling Aries this. We're already whole here, or at least we're working on that. When it comes to another person, this is just like, hey, I'm on this journey. Where are you at on this journey? Does this make sense? Do we want to, are our goals aligned? We don't have to necessarily be doing the same thing, but are we trying to raise this vibration together? Are we working on embodying the best versions of ourselves? That's where I feel like a really healthy relationship, kind of forms. But we have to form that healthy relationship here first, Scorpio. And if we're not a trusting energy, I'm thinking about with talking about Venus placements, and that's something I've been wanting to. I didn't do it for Cancer, but for you, with the Venus and Scorpio placement. If we're watching this and you happen to have that placement, Venus and Scorpio is, well, one, that is, that's the place where Venus is in detriment in Scorpio. So the energy is weakened there, but it's an intense type of love. It can almost be to where it can almost like borderline, possibly even like obsessive, intense, And I don't feel like it's just like that. You're possessive or anything like that. It's just that Scorpio energy wants depth. It's not about superficial, because anybody could do superficial anything. I feel like Scorpio, if you wanted to superficial, you could pick that up real quick. You don't even got to work for that. You just got to stand in a room. But if we want something of like depth, that's where I feel like maybe a Venus and Scorpio, their love is so intense that they're afraid of putting it out there, with the fear that maybe this person might reject your love. And it's a tricky placement, but it's a beautiful placement. It allows you to, it's a raw type of energy. Scorpio energy, it does really good work for everyone in that who has really the pleasure to be in your energy. It'd be like, ugh. I mean, I could talk about Scorpio energy all day, which we will. But with this instance, Scorpio, I feel that if we're feeling so much, because water signs can feel so much, and if we're in this place of where we're just not feeling balanced right now, Scorpio, invest that love here. Learn to trust your love. Love yourself with that intensity, with that passion. Make yourself your habit for a little while. And I find that when we pour our love and stuff here, then that attracts others, when we choose to focus on ourselves and really to bring that kind of stuff to light here. Because that might be just something where there may be something, that there may be some trauma that might even be there, Scorpio. It can be a whole number of things, but Yeah, take this time to really heal, and I feel like all these other places, learning to trust, to love again, and all of that, I feel like will come into place here. Whew, where we at, man? I was like, I don't think like we're gonna pull some more cards, Scorpio. Whew, let's take a break for a second, man. Well, look at the story you're bringing. And you know what, Scorpio? This is why I love your energy. Sidebar. This is why I love your energy. You really bring out. You do. The way you handle water energy is just like it's so unique, and it's so. And I feel like you have like a really, when I'm thinking about like if we're not able to trust love again, Scorpio energy, Scorpio, no one can keep secrets from you. Like it's just a fact. It's gonna always come to the surface. You're the detectives of the zodiac, and so I feel like. But here's the thing: if we're coming at a place of of distrust, let's say we were hurt for something in a last thing, if we keep coming with that energy of, okay, like it's one thing to keep eyes on the red flags, but it's another thing to try to pull out, okay, what are all the bad, let's air all your dirty laundry right now. I want to see what I'm working with. Scorpio, that may be a lot for some people, where some of, maybe water sign to water sign, I'd be with it. Let's talk about it. But for some others, that may not be their jam. So, that may be something to kind of feeling out the people as well, Scorpio. But let's get some more cards here, because that's like, man, we're about to do this reading just off these 3 cards. Do we have any more? Okay. Okay. Oh, interesting. Scorpio, we got the 10 of Cups in reverse here. And I feel like right now that maybe our perception of happiness may be, I feel like that whether wherever we're at, if we're resonating with this and we're just like not sure where we're at with love right now, I feel like this is a really prime time for you to paint that picture. Start doing some things that you love. You know what I mean? And I know that may sound simplistic, but that's where it starts. When we decide to do stuff to raise our vibration and to do, incorporate more things that we love, then love comes into our life in all shapes and forms. And this could be something where, pick a hobby. If you love being out in nature, if you love animals, if you love plants, if you love, running or whatever, just like, I feel like this is a good time to focus on you. And then once you do, I feel like that'll help you get a clearer idea of what you may be looking for in love. And when we're going to meet someone, instead of coming with that distrust, that's where I was going with that thought. I feel like I trailed off on that thought. When we're going to put in, when we're meeting someone, and instead of going at them with, oh, in what ways is this person going to deny, or, is going to let me down this time? Because if we go with that, Scorpio, then that's exactly what's going to happen. Because here's the thing, the universe don't want to make you a liar. You keep saying that this person is going to cheat on you and whatnot, so there it is. And I know how that sounds, Scorpio, but it's just being mindful of what we tell ourselves. It's one thing to catch red flags. It's another thing to to generalize and to put this on people. So just something to be mindful. Don't. We want to be careful of becoming jaded. You know what I mean? Because that's not dangerous, but you get into a tricky place with love, and then you could almost get into this place of like, oh, there was like apathy or something like that, or where you just don't care about, like you're just like indifferent with people. It gets in a weird kind of realm here. So if we're not sure, or we feel like that we're not going to be able to achieve this love here, Scorpio, you absolutely can. It's just that the fact that it's even here in reverse shows that it can. It's just we need to invest our energies elsewhere. It may be time to, again, if it hasn't been working, reaching out, start working within, and then become a beacon. Because I tell you, when you work within, that's how we 10 of Cups. 10 of Cups starts here. Everything starts here, Scorpio. We manifest from here, from this vessel. That's where it starts. And then when we go from there, then all of that starts to come in. The opportunities start coming in. King of Cups start coming in. And they're lining up for you, Scorpio. And that's another thing too, Scorpio. Because your energy is so magnetic. It's one of those things that if people aren't mindful, they just, they're attracted to you, Scorpio. You exude this aura that just like, it's a curious energy. It's just like, I don't know what's going down there, but let's see. That may be something where if we notice that, just people keep flocking, we keep attracting the same type of energies, that's, you got to be mindful of that. I'm not saying that it's like this is your fault that you're just attracting all these energies, but maybe let's be more aware of whom we're letting into our 10 of Cups. You know what I mean? And make it, and being aware, because sometimes, when we're in love and when we're in that, like, that initial phase, that, like, it's all exciting, it's all passion and it's cool, it's like amazing. But then if we go to, like, like a weekend and things, like, maybe are starting to kind of like settle in, and the seriousness gets down, and there's shenanigans that's going on, then yeah, Scorpio, I feel like that, and I hope that this is making sense, but it just feels like that this is something where we really need to kind of evaluate, or we're going to need to evaluate what 10 of Cups looks like for you. More? Oi. Okay, hold up. Keeping all those. Nope. Okay. Interesting. Okay. We got Queen of Wands coming in here. And with the Queen of Wands, she's the type that she's a very confident energy. And I feel like this is where we need to kind of focus on right now, Scorpio, building that confidence back up. Doing things, I feel like, that make you feel good, because that's really, it's like a law of attraction. And really, with how your energy already attracts people, if we get that in order here, get this 10 of Cups in line here, then you're just going to, you're gonna manifest all of that. Like, it's just like you're gonna become, you'll become a magnet, but you'll become a magnet for love, because that's all you practice is love. I feel like Scorpios, and it's water signs, I'm not even gonna say just Scorpios, it's really just water signs. We tend to just give and give and give so much that we forget to give to ourselves, a lot of the times. And especially when I feel like when we get into, like, relationships and stuff, and it comes from a good place, Scorpio. I feel like that it's just, we want to see, our partners rise, and, we want them to feel comfortable, and, if there's any kind of things that they're dealing with, help them, navigate through that. But Scorpio, it's equally important to invest in ourselves and make sure that we're feeling good, because we can't really help our partners, friends, family, whatever, if we're not feeling good here. If we're not feeling 10 of Cups, and that's a weird. And it's, again, looking. People don't bring you 10 of Cups. You bring you 10 of Cups. You know what I mean? People celebrate soulmates and soul tribes. We celebrate in each other's 10 of Cups, but we're all bringing 10 cups. It's a party here. Scorpio. It's BYOC. Bring your own cups. And we, it's making sure that we, that's where it's got to be at right now, Scorpio. I feel like in order for any sort of, like, expansion to come, or any sort of things, with that 10 of Cups depth, or that King of Cups depth, that's something that you're going to need to do a soul search here and really understand, how you love, how you want to be loved, all of that. More. Let's see what else is going down here. You know what? I think I'm going to clarify this King of Cups here, Scorpio. This King of Cups has been looking at me kind of a bit. More. So you got this King of Cups. You got the Seven of Swords that popped up in reverse here for first. More. And then what else do we got here? Ace of Cups. Oh, excuse me, did I say Seven of Cups? I mean Seven of Swords in reverse here. And then you got the Ace of Cups in reverse. Scorpio. Ace of Cups in reverse is a time to focus within, because the Ace of Cups is a really beautiful card. It's a beautiful card in the sense that I remember reading in another deck, they describe it as being a bottomless well, being a well of bottomless love, or like endless love, or something along those lines. To me, this is, I mean, look at this. This is finding that peace from within, you know, making sure, or not making sure, finding that peace from within, and that unconditional love for yourself. And this is something, Scorpio, this is when we're doing this soul search, because that's where I really feel like it's really might need to go down for some of us. And this is something too, while I'm saying this, even if we're in a relationship, you can focus on yourself, Scorpio, while still being in a relationship. If things have not been feeling where it's like maybe you've been focused on your partner and their goals, which is totally fine, but maybe you notice where it's like, hey, where I'm loving that you're feeling fulfilled, you know, I'm feeling great for you. I feel like I'm not investing enough time in my happiness, which is going to ultimately affect our happiness. So it's perfectly okay, Scorpio, even in relationships, it's just like, hey, I think I'm going to focus, like if you're in a good place, you know, I think I'm going to start focusing on some of my stuff, bringing my 10 of cups in the mix here, get my fulfillment. So that we're just staying on the same resonance, you know what I mean? And this is going to be something too, you know, be honest about that, Scorpio, whether we tell someone this or we tell ourselves this. You know, this is something that if we're not feeling fulfilled, if we're not in love, you know, we got to put in that energy there. Learn some different ways to love ourselves, to get this fulfillment here, because it's right here, Scorpio. Even the fact that when I get cards that pop up in reverse, it's like, yeah, this reverse right now, but that doesn't mean that it's going to stay reversed forever. It's right here, the energy's right here for you to work with. It's just, what do we need to work with right now? Where do we need to invest our energies? And that's where the Ace of Cups lies. That's where the King of Cups lies. That's what, and Queen of Wands is all about it. And I'm even looking here, Scorpio, just with how things are lining up here so far. It's like this is Mars in Pisces, and this is the Sun in Aries, and this is Aries, and this is Pisces. You know, things I feel like can line up for you when we start, you know, doing those pieces, not necessarily like that, but, you know, kind of piecing together these little things and seeing where, I hope that's making sense, Scorpio. More. Okay. But yeah, that's interesting little King of Cups. Okay, we're keeping those. Let's see what else we got in the mix here, Scorpio. Interesting. Oh, we're getting regal here. We got, it's a whole party in here, Scorpio. You got pages and queens and 6 of cups in reverse. You know, talking about all these people, this is something that I was mentioning earlier, being mindful of who is in our space here. You know, we want people who are going to help us grow, you know, that want us to thrive. You know, when you express those concerns, it's just like, absolutely, Scorpio, if we're in a relationship, absolutely, go do your thing, you know, find your happiness and let me know if there's anything that I can do to help. You know, this is a good idea to do some like brainstorming, to really ask yourselves a lot of questions, you know, like what would make me feel more fulfilled in love? You know, what steps can I take? You know, because maybe in order to feel fulfilled in love, maybe we need to focus on self-care. Maybe we need to want to focus on our business first. Maybe we got some business thing, you know, you're trying to balance work and love and it's not working, you know. But I feel like this is about the Page of Swords, kind of cooking up some cooking up some ways to find your stability, Scorpio, in to feel stable. I feel like in relationships, and even a little bit deeper than that, to be stable in your own energy, to not feel like that you need to defend how you love. Just like when you've learned how you love, it'll just you'll attract that partner that'll get it. You know what I mean? And I feel like with the Six of Cups popping up in reverse here, this is an energy of learning from the past, our past, choices up until now, and to not get caught up in them, and to not let those energies define you. Like, oh, I only seem to attract this type. I guess I'm only destined to date, this or blah, 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 or that. It's no, Scorpio. These past things that have happened right now, these are trying to help you make new memories. We're trying to get lessons from this. This is you were a totally different person back then, when these relationships were going down, and you've grown so much since then. And so it's learning, what have you gotten from when you were here, and you know what I mean, Scorpio. It's not that you've been dating since you were a child, but from whenever this last experience was up until now, or experiences up until now, and see where you've grown, and realize that you're not just doomed to have like a certain type. You're not doomed, period. You can find love, you can find happiness, you can find joy, fulfillment, ecstasy, exuberance, all of that. But it's a big question, we really, and I know how this may sound, Scorpio, but it's hard to love someone properly and wholly when we aren't putting that work in here. When we start putting that work in loving ourselves, Scorpio, I tell you, the universe responds in kind. More? More? Okay. All right, looks like we're done with the tarot here, Scorpio, and look at you. Dang, Scorpio. Both of your rulers came out here because we mean business. Man, Scorpio, this is a time where because this is Mars, and then this is Pluto, the Tower and the Judgment coming out here with the Nine of Cups in reverse. Scorpio, I feel like it's time, if any of this has been resonating with you, to focus on what makes you happy, and to be in the loving energy that you want. And this may be something where you may need to switch things up, the way you operate. It may be time for a change. If it's been just kind of like maybe like relationship hopping, time to change that. On the flip side, maybe if we've been kind of hermiting, maybe we've been kind of a recluse and not putting ourselves out there. We want love, but we're afraid to trust people. It's time to shake stuff up here, Scorpio, because it's affecting your getting to that next level. It's affecting you getting to this 10. Because look at all your happy cups. They're all in reverse right now, And in order for us to fulfill this, it's about, we got to be in that energy, and it's time to figure out what it is that would bring you this joy, what would fill up all your cups, and start doing things that are going to bring more love into your life and more happiness, because this is intense. But of course it is. It's your energy. And the fact that they really, Scorpio, and during this month, actually, that I'm thinking about it, both of your rulers are about to do some big stuff here, Scorpio. That just really dawned on me. Mars is going to be moving into Cancer at the end of, I think, the 25th of March. I think it's either I think it's March or May. I'll have to double check that. But it's going to be here very soon that Mars is going to be moving. And for sure, Pluto is going to be moving into Aquarius on the 23rd of this month. So this is going to be a time for you. There's a lot going down for you, Scorpio. So And, you know, Saturn just, when I'm releasing this, Saturn just moved into Pisces, you know, on the 7th, you know, depending on when you're watching this. There's a lot of stuff that's going down right now, Scorpio. And you might be feeling a little wonky. You know, water signs, you know, I think, you know, I'm feeling that, considering, you know, Saturn's moving into a water sign, you know, we're going to be really kind of feeling that. And I'll tell you what, this is sick. I mean, really, Scorpio, the fact that both of your rulers came out is something else. And, you know, too, Pluto is considered, I want to say, the higher octave of Mars. You know, this is more of your personal planet, and this is like your intuition here. But I haven't done Pisces reading yet. Cancer had an explosive reading, and yours is equally. There's something big that's going down. It don't matter. It's like in love, in business, in life, there's something going, and it's like this has been going down for like a minute. I feel like, at least since January, I've been feeling like the energies have been increasing for the water signs. So be aware of this, Scorpio, because there's some things going down here. I feel like some you can really get some really amazing growth over these next, honestly, couple of months here, Scorpio. But let's get into some oracle cards here so I can get you out of here and really taking some action, because Mars and Pluto coming out at the same time, your rulers mean business. And I feel like it may be time for us, Scorpio, to kind of start thinking about some healing stuff, you know. Ooh. Yeah, Scorpio, it's time to get some eyes on some things, you know, and figure out what's going down in this situation right now. And Scorpio, also, with your energy, make sure, with this evil eye, make sure that you're protecting your energy. Yours really in particular, because just because you have such a magnetic presence, you never know who's going to come into your world, you know, while we're going through this healing process. Because, you know, it's just be mindful of that, and just keep your listen to your intuition, keep that sharp, you know. More. And that's not for me to scare you. It's just something to just be mindful of. You know, we wanna, your energy it's precious here. You know, and this transformation here is going to be fantastic. But, you know, whom we let in our environment while we're going, through this change, is something that we need to be mindful of. And two, Scorpio, I'm just thinking with this Judgment card, you know, if we're in a relationship and if we're with someone who doesn't like promote our growth, or who doesn't, you know, who may feel funny about maybe you changing, or, you know, possibly leveling up or something like that, Scorpio, you know, I feel like that it may be time for you, instead of like a tower moment happening to us, it may be time for you to tap into your power and make this tower moment happen here. Yeah, okay, more. All right, Scorpio, let's switch back over. I think we're done with the oracles here. Oh, we got a stack, Scorpio. Yeah, we do. Man, look at you, Scorpio. So let's start here. We got where do I want to start? Let's start with the Pop-It card. Because I feel like that with this Pop-It card, you know, there's going to be many opportunities coming in for you, you know, as far as, you know, with love, but it's going to be something that, because you got a lot going down here. I feel like that it's when we're going through this process, I feel like it's not jumping into things. It's more so kind of using our head in this situation here, you know, where passion and fire and all of that is nice, Scorpio. That's not what it's all about, you know. Sometimes we have to use our heads, and well, all the time. We really need to, you know, use our heads in this situation here, not to just be blinded by the passion, you know, not to get swept up in that, because then we miss out on the lessons here. You know, where was that other one? That was, there was something else like that. Oh, that's like the Six of Cups in reverse. You know, if we keep operating in the same mode that we've been, Scorpio, is going to be the same stuff. But if we choose to change and shed this old skin and ways and yeah, like shed these old ways and just get into just like different practices, as far as like how we manifest, really being maybe more just like intentional with where we're focusing our energies at this time. I feel like that this serpent card could be something where it's like it can be really kind of rewarding what the evolution that this planetary support here that you're getting from your rulers. I feel like this could be, a really good time for you, but it's going to be, it may feel a little awkward, it may feel a little uncomfortable, but there's something incredible that's getting ready to come out of this. So yeah, I think I'm gonna leave that there, Scorpio. I hope that made sense. This was, you and Aries had some very interesting readings for sure. It was, I mean, definitely like night and day, but yeah, I really feel like this is going to be a, last thoughts and then we're going to move on, a really big transformative month for you, Scorpio. And honestly, probably those in your environment too. So just be prepared for that as you're going through these changes. Naturally, people may, they may feel a way about how you're going towards your, getting towards your Ace of Cups. But hey, if it's raising your vibration, it's getting you to the closer to that 9, 10 of Cups happiness, where we're feeling fulfilled. I'm with it. I'm with it all the way. And that's, oh no, never mind. Okay, no, I think we're good. I think I got everything here. So if you like that, Scorpio, if something resonated with you, give it a thumbs up and share this. This is a lot, like really, it wasn't as, I don't want to put this. I feel like there's something coming up on the horizon for you, Scorpio. I feel like this is going to be an interesting time, but it can be like interesting but exciting. We're coming on a new cycle here. There's going to be a lot of changes that are going to be happening here. So there may be some things that might feel like some tower moments right now, but trust that you already know how tower moments work. If anybody, I feel like you and Aries can, you can ride out these tower moments. It's just working with the energies right now and really being receptive. And like I was saying earlier, protect your energies. And did I already say shared? I'm assuming we shared it. If not, share it again. And then subscribe, hit that bell button, you get notified when I release videos each week. And then as far as like social media goes, I'm all up on Insight Timer. That's going to be my platform because it's like everybody does the Facebook, the TikToks, and the whatever the other one, Instagram. I'm changing the game up, Scorpio, or at least trying to. But Insight Timer is just like a meditation app. I've been working with it for years. We're not in any kind of partnership or anything, but I bring that up to say I made a group on there, and it's called Zodiac's Raising the Vibration. Nothing too crazy right now. It's just like a place to drop positive affirmations, or whether they be yours or something you happen to see, passing on the street or scrolling through a book, internet, whatever. Or same kind of things with like encouraging messages. It's just a good place to just drop little nuggets, It's a great place to just exercise 9 of Cups, 10 of Cups, and Ace of Cups, you King of Cups. It's a really good, or at least I'm hoping it'll become like a nice, just like a little safe space to just, for people to feel just kind of uplifted, kind of get the community together, maybe get some, and I'm hoping down the lines to, maybe even you can like schedule different like meditations and maybe like doing different group things. Who knows, Scorpio, it'll just, ideas, we're just seeing where it goes. But if that's something that interests you, the app is free. They have a premium version if you want it, but you can do a lot with just the free version here. Join my group. friend me on there, and then send me a thanks for meditating with me. I'm with that. And then lastly, if you have any Cancer in your placements, hopefully you're not dealing with a Cancer. I didn't see any Cancerian energy up in there, which is, solid. But, and, and even if you're dealing with the Cancer, if they're feeling a little unbalanced, come on over to the Chariot and Friends. They may just need to sync up with the moon. But the Chariot and Friends is, if you have any Cancer in your chart, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, wherever. Why we discuss lunar shenanigans. I do videos Monday through Friday. It's a good old time. And all that housekeeping, down in the description box below. But let me get your surprise cards so I can get you out of here. Jeez. So we got the, you got the Emperor in reverse here, and that's, that's Aries. This is Aries energy. That's Mars ruler, so we gonna talk, we got to talk about that. And then, lunar shenanigans. So look at you, Scorpio. Look at this. The new moon is a time of new beginnings. It's the beginning of a new lunar cycle. It's the time when the sun is conjunct with the moon, and the opportunities are what you want. I feel like with the Emperor kind of popping up in reverse, this is like saying, I feel like there's going to be a time when this will all make sense, when everything will kind of line up here, Scorpio. But I feel like this is one where you're going to have to take action. If we want to get this fulfillment moving, we're going to need to do some things that raise our vibration, that get us in this happy space. Because Nine of Cups, it's like I was saying with the law of attraction. In order to attract love and all this abundance and all that's what it looks like for you, it's bathing in that energy, steeping in that. And I know that can be difficult sometimes, Scorpio, but it takes practice. And it's not going to be one of those things, you're going to see changes, but the big changes are when we invest over time. And you'll see, Scorpio, just like as you're doing this stuff, it'll all make sense. But whenever you're ready to rise up, I feel like this is something, don't force this. When it makes sense for you to start taking these steps towards healing, you'll know. But just be mindful that things are changing, and a lot of things are really personally changing for you this month with your rulers being so busy. So, especially with Pluto, Scorpio, because Pluto only changes like every 20-ish years, maybe probably almost like 20 to 30 years, I think. But this big stuff is getting ready to go down. So, just be mindful, okay? And that's not to scare you or anything. It's just to help you ride the wave a lot easier, as things are going down. Because both of your rulers are moving into waters. Oh, sorry, excuse me. No, Pluto's moving into Aquarius, but Mars is moving over into Cancer. So take this month, kind of do some healing, and then when it feels right, trust that Cancerian energy, and then go. Like let's start taking that nurture yourself. So. Yeah, I think I'm going to leave that there, Scorpio. Oof. All right, let me get you out of here. So stay safe out there. And Scorpio, with what's getting ready to go down, you raise that vibration. You raise your vibration. Really, I feel like this is, focusing on you right now, getting yourself ready, because you're getting ready to show up and show out here. You're about to get into your Emperor energy here. Strong, really strong Aries energy coming through here. I feel like this is your confidence is getting ready to some good's coming for you, Scorpio. So raise that vibration, and I'm excited to see you at the next one. Later.